8:04, and it's that time again. I'm talking about Island Tea. Brought to you live also on TVC Channel 40 on the cable network.
Yes, it's
and I got
also
my girl.
on
Yeah.
X,
And
on
X.
YouTube.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of goes without saying. but yeah.
You gotta let the people know on
X,
Facebook.
True. X, formerly known as Twitter for the people who live on the rock, and YouTube and Twitch. You know, Twitch is owned by Amazon, right?
No.
Yeah.
I am only on 2, Facebook, WhatsApp. That's it. Nothing else.
Twitch, it's more of a place where gamers go, but you can do these kinds of streams as well.
But
So.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I just wanted to wish Miss Sandy English over there in Calypso Bay a happy 70th birthday. She's the big 70 today. We are going to celebrate later. Happy birthday, Mama Sandy. Happy birthday to you.
That name sounds familiar somehow.
Maybe you do know her. Because if you know Chris English, then you know Sandy English.
Yes. Chris English. That name sounds familiar too.
Yeah, that's her
That's
husband. Good
definitely,
morning,
yeah.
Chris.
Okay.
And good morning to everyone that's listening to us in the diaspora, in the Federation, and in the region.
The Azard is not here yet.
He's on his way. He's on
Yeah,
his
I
way.
know.
He's coming.
Yeah,
he's
but
coming.
he's-
So,
he's
folks,
on
don't
his
worry.
way.
He'll be here.
You know, some people would be pulling out the hair. Azard is not here.
Azard is hearing you, Jamster. So, Jamster, I see someone was arrested for the young lady's murder in Nevis, well, formally charged. And also yesterday, the police arrived just in time. There was a robbery in pursuit at a Shadwell supermarket, and the police came, the clerk signaled to them, and they caught the perpetrator. And this is the second time the supermarket is being robbed in just maybe, because it was robbed on the 20-something, and now it was
maybe
robbed
10
yesterday.
days or so?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy that happened. That young man is probably going to be saved from something greater, because sometimes we don't know how things work out. But it saddens me to see that he has to end up where he has to end up.
I know.
But wrong begets wrong, right? Right? You can't say gets good.
At least look on the upside. They got good cook up in there.
Where? In the supermarket?
In the prison.
Oh, my.
Too soon? Okay.
Oh, boy. But crime doesn't pay, folks.
I
So
have
stop.
first-hand experience. Yes, they have good cook up. So
You had first-hand experience?
yeah,
What were you doing over there?
I wasn't over there.
Oh, okay. I just want to know how you have the first-hand experience. Were you in the kitchen? Were you arrested
No,
for something?
no.
Okay.
I've had their cook up.
Yeah. So those are the two things that I
it's
saw this
very
morning.
good.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he wanted to go try the cook up.
Go try cook up. Oh my
I know,
God.
I kid, but you got to make light of these things
Oh
sometimes.
boy, no. As I said, maybe everything happened for a reason. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to end up there, but maybe he's being saved from something that may be more detrimental. We never know. And I hope he learns his lesson and he comes out and be a model citizen of society. And for the others that would have seen it, don't follow. There's nowhere else to go but in there. And it's overcrowded. Well, as people say, there's not much space in there, so don't go there.
I saw the clip. I didn't get to watch it, but
Yeah.
I did see someone sent me the video, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch that some other time. These guys, I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Jam, so what is it you don't know?
I've been watching this unfold for years.
Okay, that is.
A lot of this stems from children having children.
You mean the behavior of the young ones?
Yes, because I remember when I was in high school and there were all these people younger than me getting children, and I remember, being taught, even like in church, being taught that, well, I mean, if you don't, some of these people weren't even parented properly. And then they turn around at like 12, 13, 14, end up with kids.
And this is in your time?
Yeah, and
Okay.
then the cycle perpetuates.
Yeah, and the cycle is, you see it more now because the mothers and the dads are younger and younger and younger and younger, and they're not
Yeah.
parenting. So
I mean, like during carnival, and I see people out. Like even when I'm DJing, I see kids out at hours I could not be. And this
I
isn't
know
even,
we have to be home.
isn't even that long ago. I couldn't be out. My mother with her forwardness used to be telling me at 17, "Oh, don't at 4 o'clock meet me out there."
He
in
says
high
his mom is
school.
proud. Mom, I hope
Yeah,
you're
she's-
listening.
yeah, she's
Get
forward.
him. Get him.
Yeah, fight me. Yeah.
Beat him now. Beat him now. But no, for real, we had
But no.
curfews. We were not out there. And the way the young ones are dressing, oh
Yes.
boy, even the little babies. I feel so sorry for the little toddlers that I see. The outfit looks
Yes.
cute, but then think of the cold that child is getting in its
Exactly.
back.
And
Think about the weird person that's looking at that child at that little age. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, I'm out at like 12, 1, even 10 in the night, and I'm seeing people who are clearly not. Some of them not even 13 yet. And
Outside.
they're out.
Yep.
I'm like, this is madness, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like, boy, I'm turning into my parents, but it's not that. I mean, some things objectively just don't just aren't acceptable, especially when it comes to when it comes to proper parenting. There are just certain things that should not be happening. And what happens is in a lot of these cases, the kids, it's a single parent home. Let's just be honest. It's a single mom home, and the dad is not around, and a lot of these parents don't learn the first time around. And I have first-hand experience because my mother is one of them. I'm just gonna be full disclosure, you know.
Yeah, of course. Our parents
You know.
back then was not playing. They still don't play now, even though you're an adult. So
No, meaning my mother was one of them who didn't learn after the first one. After me, who didn't learn, I feel.
what? To go and get the next one?
Meaning,
of you?
yes. I mean, you know, the whole
What are you? Listen.
I'm just being real.
So she was just supposed to get you and call it a day.
That might have been better. I'm just, hey, I'm just.
Jamster, how many of
I
you?
am-
How
I'm,
many of you does your mom have?
5.
You're the eldest.
Yeah.
Okay, and she did a great job of bringing up you 5, right?
Well, yeah, but the point I'm making. No. The point I'm making is, I mean, the point I'm making is there are a lot of moms out there who are not even anywhere on the radar as far as knowing the proper way to parent because they themselves weren't parented properly.
Yeah. So it's for them to
And
learn.
Yeah, and they get kids at these crazy ages because for whatever reason, the dysfunctions at home, daddy issues,
Yep.
that that ties into it as well.
And they lean on the wrong person and
Yeah,
trouble.
there's a call here. Call, go right ahead.
Good morning.
Hello, caller. Oh God, please don't tell me electricity went yesterday.
Oh boy. So we're having trouble?
Well, I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, so now we're back on it's hurricane season. And I just want to add every day something concerning hurricane preparedness.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely.
Remember we were talking about the pets, so I'm going to hit the pets first, right? So I saw an article on Loop concerning the shelters and stuff in Grenada, and the shelters clearly states that pets are not allowed in shelters due to environmental health laws, with Grenadians reminded to find alternative locations for pets. So for those persons that have their dogs in Grenada, they have to put them somewhere else. And as we continue to speak about hurricane preparedness, and we don't know what's going to happen here, well, maybe here too, Nima might say we have to put our dogs in shelters, right? We can't bring them to the human shelter.
Remember, I told you yesterday that they said that I was told by someone who was in a meeting that that was not something that they have.
The pets?
Yes,
Okay, well, that's something for them to think about now.
I guess.
Yeah. And stuff you can walk with to the shelter, sleeping equipment like your blankets, your sheets, your pillows, your cots, your sleeping bags, food and water to last for the first 72 hours for the entire family, flashlight, batteries, radio, power banks for cell phones, first aid kits, book games to keep children occupied, special medication, general medication, asthma pumps, special food for dietary requirements. Let's not forget insulin and everything else, and you have to have ice to keep those cool. Well, the pen can stay outside for 3 days, determining the temperature. We know during hurricane time it's normally cool, but you still need ice for that. And hearing aids and walking sticks and baby diapers and formula. So you just need to have the baby bag packed.
Possibly adult diapers too.
Yeah, because what if you have elderlies? Yeah, how could we forget that? Yeah, for the elderly. And they also said to have this bag packed and ready to go. Another thing I saw was to take out extra cash. I realized every time we're having a storm, there's a long queue at the gas station. Fill up before this long queue, people.
I had bought a gas can one time. And I always say, I think the main reason I think I probably never keep it filled is for safety, because it's a plastic one, right? And
okay.
And I remember when I bought it, the safety instructions, and it said, if I'm gonna store it, I have to store it in a place where it probably, if something happens, it wouldn't cause a problem with
Fire.
the house or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's probably one of the reasons. But yeah, it's probably something I should do. Just have it filled somewhere.
Yeah. Say take out extra cash, fill up your motor vehicle, and they say don't forget to keep your motor vehicle filled with gasoline, especially if you need to evacuate due to storm or hurricane conditions. Trying to get into a gas station right before or after could be a challenge. They said invest in portable power banks and store away important documents. So, as I said, birth certificates, medical records, banking information, ID cards, and other personal documents if damaged or lost due to hurricane or storm. So don't forget to put all your important documents in a waterproof folder or case and keep it stored high away from possible indoor floods. And we said that yesterday, put away the pottery, put away anything that can be used as missiles, because they can't come at the window and break it, especially for those persons who don't have shutters and just have the hurricane windows. And remember, the season started on Saturday, and it will go until November 30th. So folks, every day, buy a pack of crackers, buy a tin of tuna, buy some corned beef. Remember, everything has to be in the can. Every single thing has to be in the can. I wonder if we can walk with an electric stove to the shelter, just in case. Because you can't use open flame in shelters. You can't take knives and all of these things.
Like a hot plate, probably.
That's what I'm wondering if it's allowed. But then, would we have power? We might have to walk with a battery.
That's the thing,
boy.
Exactly. And those things use a lot of power, so next thing you know.
Hasn't there been one with its own battery invented as yet?
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Yeah. Because then we need something to heat up something.
I'm sure, yeah.
Flask and everything. So, folks, invest in some flasks because you might need some hot water, especially for the babies, for their formula. So, yeah, let's be prepared. Let's not wait for the last minute to do what we have to do.
Let's talk about the shelters now. I happened to hear a bit of a local thing where I think they were still working on the list of shelters, but I'm assuming when I heard this was, I think it was on the weekend, but I'm assuming this is because some shelters maybe are not as structurally
sound.
Right now. Some might not be available, and I imagine they probably want to add others. So maybe that's what the holdup is.
Because what if we had a hurricane on the 1st and our house got mashed up? Yeah. Where were we going?
And
I see somebody has shared the same sentiments with me. Good morning, lovely.
and this on the heels of a story here from Grenada where they're listing the emergency shelters for 2024.
They got plenty, right?
Yeah.
2024, 2025. So they proved that they're ready like Freddy. So we don't have to wait until even 2025 when the next hurricane season comes. We already know what shelters will be. And I wonder too, how does the state keep these shelters up to par?
And outfitted and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. How do they decide? Because you see, like how Grenada said until 2025. How do they know that in 2024, because we don't want any, but it might be inevitable, if they get a storm, how would they know if it's good enough for next year? what preparedness, what
Exactly.
maintenance do they do? Yeah, all of this we have to put
In a weird way, I guess they're probably on top of things because they're even more in Hurricane Alley than we are.
Yeah.
You know, I remember there was a year that they had like
Yeah, they said
they got the nutmeg and the spice crop destroyed like
boy.
2 consecutive years. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I say, it's going to be a lot of hyperactivity when it comes to hurricane this year because of the weather patterns that we have been experiencing. Boy, I'm hoping it's not. Oh, yes, folks, and save your water bottles. For those of you that buy the waters in excess from Nelson and Island Purified and wherever else you have those, is it the bottles, the big bottles that we pay $6, $7, $5 for? Save those bottles, start filling up, add a little bleach to your water, store them under your cupboard. Do not wait until they say a storm is coming to try to fill up because everybody's going to be on the line and it's going to be a lot. So I hope that the advice that I would have shared and given to you, that you will put it into use. Let's not wait until it's too late. Let us do what we have to do and be prepared for this hurricane season that we are in already.
Yeah. So let's. I'm just hoping complacency and I just made up a word. It's bad grammar, lackadaisicalness. I don't know if that's a word. Or lackadaisicality. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. With the way we do things around here, sometimes. I'm talking about the way the government agencies operate. I'm not saying I expect them to be perfect, but I see a lot of ball dropping from year to year. They did a fairly good job during COVID, I guess.
Yeah.
And I thought, for example, that last drill we had. Do you remember we had that drill? What was it again? The tsunami thing?
Yeah.
I think last year was better executed. And
Did you get the chance to attend this year's?
No, remember we had the drill where we were gonna play the thing on the radio, the tsunami drill. But I don't think enough was done to explain to people where to go and so on. Because I found out from someone else.
But they were on here, so you.
No, last year wasn't it?
No, this year they were on here too.
The one here?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the fire department and Miss Petty came.
And they talked in.
They spoke about it.
And did they say where you were supposed to go if there was a tsunami?
They did. They reiterated.
Okay, maybe I was. I mean, multitasking. I could have been doing something.
Yeah.
I remember they were here, but I probably didn't hear everything. But okay, so maybe I should kind of walk that back a little bit. But still.
Yeah.
Here we have Grenada with a list of shelters. So I'm hoping that we're going to be hearing about a list of shelters for us as well.
Yeah.
As
soon as, because as I said, it started already. Saturday was the start.
Yeah. So I got a comment here from when we were talking about the parenting thing. Says, good morning, you're on point with that. People don't learn. Neither the men, but the consequences are greater for the women. And that's true. They're stuck.
Because they have...
Yeah. Says they're stuck in every sense of the word. Yeah.
Because they have to, if the fellas decide they don't want to stay around, they're stuck with everything. The jobs, the parenting, the providing. They're just, listen, women are really strong.
Yeah.
They're really strong. But we have to learn. We can't keep making the same mistakes over and over. But it's, as humans, it just seems easier to make mistakes than try our best to do what's right, huh?
Yeah. The thing is, AZ's here.
In the building, in the flesh.
In the building.
Yeah. You were saying, Jamster?
Yeah. I kind of lost my train of thought.
Good morning to everyone. What were you guys saying?
We were talking about hurricane parenting. Hurricane preparedness, parenting, and we were waiting to hear the name of the shelters that we're going to use for this year's hurricane season. That would have begun already.
You realize that the skies... Good morning to everybody. You realize that the sky is a bit overcast this morning?
Since yesterday. It's been playing.
Sunday afternoon, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy.
But that doesn't bring a respite from the heat, though, which is weird.
Yeah.
I remember
it
Sunday,
has been hot.
It's like, it's like the weather wants to have its cake and eat it.
Yeah.
It's like it wants to be overcast but still hot.
Yeah. You
You
can't
know-
get away from it.
Pick a lane.
But you think the overcast is the Saharan dust, though? Do you think it's that?
What?
The overcast is the Saharan dust?
Yeah, I think that's part
Okay.
of it. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a comment here that says this year's drill was good. It was in the Date Bay area.
Okay. It's just that I thought that I just thought that the year before was slightly, well, at least from my perspective here in the media, it was seemed better executed.
Yeah. Okay.
I just hope that we escape all the gloom and doom that the meteorologists are predicting.
Boy.
They're
I'm hoping
predicting
so
a
too.
very active hurricane season, are they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with the weather that we've been having, the hot, the cold, the
Mhm.
dust, everything, Grenada says it's gonna be very hyperactive.
Oh wow. Let us hope, trust, and pray that everything goes well.
That's why I'm asking everybody every day to prepare. I'm telling them today, buy a bag of crackers, buy 2 tins of tuna, buy 2
One bag of
sardines.
crackers? Why?
We
Why?
starting off.
One bag.
Remember, we have to store these crackers. Remember,
you
crackers
mean
don't
so-
stay.
Mhm.
So let's just store up. Or buy the tin and just put it in the corner. Buy the soda crackers and put it in the corner. But we just have to buy something every day because we don't want you see every time there's a storm how people just go into the supermarket
That's a
and
good
empty the
point.
shelves
Yeah.
Yeah.
and everybody don't get things. So
Mhm.
start easy.
Yeah.
So everybody can have
You're one
something.
of those smart shoppers.
Of course.
You plan ahead.
Yes, I will not be caught. I
'Cause
already have my folder and
last time-
everything, my bin and everything
time-
with my documents in
Last time I was walking home and I saw Azard drive out the Valley Mart, packing up with a car full of toilet paper, back seat, like to the ceiling, toilet paper.
Jamster is joking. I never recall that. I had to do
just-
so much
Just
toilet
joking.
paper.
I'm
I
just
was
playing.
just I was just going to say, wait, Azad, here COVID coming again?
No.
But I never understood that. Azad, what does toilet paper have to do with COVID? Listen, I remember when I was flying, I was in Grenada when I first saw this lockdown thing happening in Italy, right?
Yes.
And I see some people show you their house and it was like food was packed up. It's like they went and literally emptied the supermarkets. I said, what about the other people? But it's the toilet paper that got me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it was
it-
selling out. What?
I guess they mean that they want to make sure that when they use that toilet,
Oh, they have paper?
they have
But
paper.
I wonder if they thought COVID was diarrhea.
Oh, I don't know. Hey, it could be they were planning to wrap their noses with
I don't know.
multiple layers of toilet paper as
in
masks or
the UK,
something.
everywhere the toilet paper shelves were empty.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
I never understood that part of COVID.
People want to make sure that they
Can wipe.
can wipe.
I remember.
It's as simple as that.
I remember there was a funny. You guys know Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? From HBO.
Mhm.
There was a funny bit there in one episode where they had a party by a friend and they found out I remember earlier the show they was saying how they couldn't find hand sanitizer and there was this period when they couldn't during COVID.
Yeah.
Nobody could
because-
find hand sanitizer and they were at this party and the next thing you know, some closet door got opened inadvertently and it's like top to bottom it's hand sanitizer. And you know this Larry David, that show goes. So everybody just started to lay into him like, oh, I can't believe it. You're the one that's been holding
What?
holding the hand sanitizer, top to bottom in a closet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like,
that's
just like how people use coupons, like in the States. I know these coupons are good for something, and you just see when they show you their storage area, they have like
yes.
100 and something toothpaste, toilet paper, mouthwash. I'm like, share.
Yeah, but they have whole shows on that.
Yeah.
Coupon something? Was it Coupon Wars or something?
No.
What's it called?
Something coupon, but I'm not sure. Let me I'll Google it, but I'm not quite sure. So Azad, what's on your mind this morning?
I'm here looking at some of the articles and I am thinking, I wonder which ones did you touch and which ones you
we
didn't.
spoke about we also spoke about
Mhm.
the young man that got arrested for it's Joel's
Oh, you mean
murder
there was?
in Nevis.
Oh,
There's
okay.
somebody charged,
Okay.
and then there was a young man that got caught yesterday and arrested after he robbed this supermarket in Shadwell.
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
video. I saw
Mhm.
that video. And then I think people did memes from it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just saw it this
From
morning.
the Chinese thing?
Yeah, I think there was some video going around.
Oh boy.
I'm looking at this and it says that Belize congratulates Mexico's first ever female president.
Oh, yeah. I want
Oh,
to
yeah, I
talk
saw
about
that,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he says here Belize's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has issued congratulations to President-elect of Mexico, Dr. Claudia Sheinbaum, on her...
Sheinbaum.
Sheinbaum?
Sheinbaum, yeah. She's
Sheinbaum.
Jewish. She's Jewish, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
On her historic victory as Mexico's first ever female president. Sheinbaum, a climate scientist and former Mexico citizen mayor, held the lead in the election early Monday. So it says here in a short statement on X, formerly known as Twitter, from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade of Belize, the Prime Minister called and congratulated her on behalf of all Belizeans. The PM also expressed that the desire of Belize relations with Mexico will continue to flourish under her leadership. Yeah, so Belize is congratulating the Mexico's first ever female president.
You go, girl. She's got a lot of work to do.
I think Bill Maher referenced this in his new rules on Friday. But I've always found it interesting how the United States is this beacon of democracy and even gender equity and so on. Because that, for example, this sporting system.
I know what he's
is
going to
very-
get at now.
It's funny, all these countries that you wouldn't think of as being particularly progressive have had female leaders. The UK,
Yeah, the UK.
pretty progressive place, I would say. But Pakistan, India, Taiwan.
But
Maybe
the UK ladies didn't get
Some of them were elected. Thatcher,
yeah, but
Thatcher was elected.
didn't they get not so good rep?
Yeah, but I don't think that's necessarily
One left in a
anything to do.
couple of days.
I don't. Well, that's different. But
The other
but at
one was
least
the
you
milk
had
snatcher.
Thatcher, you had May, Theresa
So you're
May.
saying-
But the point is, they've had.
So you're saying that they've had bad raps?
No, but
Not
I'm not
bad
even, I'm
raps,
not even
but they've
talking
had
about that.
something.
I'm not
to
even
their
talking
names.
about that so much. I just mean that, if someone had asked me 20 years ago, which country is probably the most likely to have a female prime minister soon, I might have said the U.S., but it doesn't seem.
President.
It's seemingly it's becoming increasingly unlikely.
I don't think they're ready for it.
But then
Which
Because
is
Hillary
interesting.
stood
maybe
a good
they
chance.
just
I don't
need-
think they want it just yet. Mm-mm.
Don't
don't
you
think
think
so
they're just
either.
waiting
Yeah.
for the right candidate?
What, Michelle? And Michelle says she's not interested.
Yeah, she says she's not.
Maybe
interested.
Crockett could be the next female president.
Yeah, she's
Yeah. Miss Bees.
She's very promising.
Maybe
The
maybe
B6
just takes the
lady.
right person
Yep.
at the right place at the right time.
Canada has had two. Two.
Female?
They've had one at least.
Okay. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because we've had
Germany too.
New Zealand, New
Miss
Zealand.
Markle.
She's was the longest. One, I think, probably
Yeah.
the longest serving. Miss Merkel. Finland, New Zealand.
Yeah, because Finland.
you know.
Oh boy, Finland is the place to be.
But Pakistan, Pakistan, India.
Pakistan had a female.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's her name? Benazir Bhutto, I think was her name.
I'm not quite sure.
But someone explained that was more because they have a kind of dynastic culture where, because her dad was no Benazir Bhutto. No, am
But
I
you-
getting mixed up?
You
Yeah,
know,
I
you know
think
in
that's
all of this,
that might be
what
a
you
dad, but
mentioned
yeah.
in the US, right? And you've mentioned, or the panel has mentioned Hillary Clinton. We have a vice president
The
of
panel?
United.
What do you mean the panel? God, you're
course.
so formal. The panel? Jeez, we're having a discussion. Come on, man.
Oh boy. Jams,
Come
we're
on,
the
man.
panel.
The
We are
panel.
the panel.
The panel.
Okay? Just accept it.
So
He has to
while
make
we
up for
have-
not wearing
while-
a suit today.
Where we have the discuss and given names, right? There's someone, and she is the vice president of the United States of America. Why is no one saying that,
Miss Harris.
that Kamala Harris, vice president, could be the next president.
Trust me, no one's
People
saying
did say that.
no one's saying that.
Jamson, no, in all seriousness, some people did say that the other day. Although she's being like.
She's been hammered for the last 3 years.
Yeah,
What?
but people aren't talking about her that much. You see, she's like a vice president that's not there. They only speak about her when they have to. But people are saying if Mr. Biden was to go on, she'll make a good president.
That's what they're saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've been hearing the opposite. But
No, I saw that.
I bring up
recently.
that because if you listen to international news and news about the U.S. and about, you spoke about, having a first female president for the United States, and surprisingly that they have not had that. But they have someone very close.
True.
And even though they have someone very close, you don't hear the kind of buzz to say, well, she is likely to be. You understand?
Although, if she decided to run in 2028, I don't think she has
A
a
chance of winning.
snowball's chance in hell.
And we have seen where it is that if something happens to the office holder, president,
Yeah.
The current one.
the current vice president have
Yes.
assumed the role of president.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean,
She might surprise a lot of
yes,
people.
I was
The
just-
fact
I
that
was just
she's
about to
gonna
say
be
that.
quiet behind
I
her.
was just about to say that because if something, I think probably if something was to happen to Biden, she might surprise a lot of people and turn out to be a very good president. It's just that there's always an undertone of racism in everything that goes on in the U.S. and she's under a microscope, an electron microscope, it seems, because like extra, they're just extra judicious about
Yeah.
criticizing her, so
Do you think
She-
that if Trump is
wait,
to be...
let's
we
check.
have a call?
I just want to see if hello caller. Hello caller. Wow. Okay. So yeah, we're trying to get the guy to reset the system.
Also,
You were saying, go ahead.
yeah, if Trump gets the presidential nomination from, the Republican...
He's already got it pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah.
Do you think he's likely to name a female running mate?
Well, I heard Kristi Noem, I think the South Dakota.
Wasn't it supposed to be that woman that said she wouldn't vote for him, but she's gonna vote? What's her name
yeah,
again?
Haley. Haley's on the list now as
Yeah.
well, which is weird when you consider how he
And
was
funny,
trashing
I
her.
heard the lady from Alaska that everybody was making fun when she said she could see Russia from Alaska when she was actually telling the
Yeah.
truth, but people
Palin
thought it was
came up?
funny. Huh?
No.
Sarah Palin?
I mean, she came up for Trump?
No,
Oh, you're saying that she was someone. Oh, God. That would
couldn't
have
she
been.
not run too? Isn't she a Republican?
Yeah, but oh, God. That would have been a
But the
disaster.
woman was telling you folks the truth. She could have seen Russia.
No,
You
she
can't-
couldn't.
You can't see it. You can't
Not
see
where
shadows.
she lived in Alaska.
How can you say that?
She doesn't
Are
even-
you on the woman's
She
porch?
doesn't live on the seaside. And if-
The woman
even-
probably lives in a high rise that can see the place.
No.
Everybody laughed and didn't
No.
think she. But it's serious.
Yeah.
They literally can't see it when it's clear.
Boy, Tina Fey made her look like an idiot.
Oh, boy.
I can see Russia from my house.
The woman probably could.
Yeah, those are some interesting times back then when it was McCain and Palin against
Yeah.
Obama
Mhm.
and Biden.
Mm-hmm.
And they, of course, became the winners.
Yes.
I just saw an article here.
But here's a question until she
Go
finds an
ahead.
article. It's unrelated. You think that we're ready for if the right person comes along and happens to be a woman, she could become
I think
prime
if the
minister?
right person comes, and
Okay.
yeah, I just think it needs the right person.
Okay.
Maybe it is that we think that Nevis may have a female prime minister very soon.
Okay.
Very soon.
I'm noticing. I'm watching him. I'm watching him good.
You watching it?
Yeah, I'm watching him.
Oh boy! So I will speak about that.
He slyly inserted that.
Uh-huh.
You know?
The article here speaks about centenarians that we have on both St. Kitts and Nevis. And funny enough, we have an equal amount. And it said the governor, this article is written by Yolanda Weeks, and it's on winfm.com. And it says the Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, de Marcella Liebert, led a delegation from the Ministry of Social Development, Youth Empowerment, Aging and Disabilities to visit 8 living centenarians in the Federation in commemoration of Centenarians Day celebrated annually on May 31st. Oh, I didn't know that. So I learned something new today.
You know what's funny? When I was home getting ready and that story came on, I was thinking, I'm gonna bring up that story, and then I was thinking, does anyone really care? But then,
Hello, we have to care. These are the
Yeah.
people that made society.
because here's what I wanted to refer to when they started reading out the list. I think the first 4 from Nevis or the first
The
5.
first 4, as I said, even numbers.
Yeah.
4 from Nevis. So we have the eldest
Okay.
living centenarian, which is Eliza Jeffers. This person's 104. Then we have Olga Jeffers. So Eliza Jeffers is 104, and she's from Hamilton Estate, Nevis. Then we have Olga Jeffers, who's 100 years from Camps Village, Nevis. We have Leonora Wenham Herbert. She's 100 years from Bath Village, Nevis. She probably lived in the Baths, so that's why she's still here. We have Leontine Clark. She's 100 years, and she's from Chicken Stone, Gingerland, Nevis. Then we come over to St. Kitts. We have Clarence Hendrickson Williams. He's 101 years, originally from Nevis. Oh, so we do have an extra one, but he resides in the Grange in St. Kitts. Yeah, so Nevis does have 5. Then we have George David, 102, from Stapleton Village on St. Kitts. We have Esther Harris. She's 102, and she's from Parades Village, St. Kitts. And we also have Angeline Rivan. She's 102 from Sandy Point, St. Kitts. So Nevis does have 5, St. Kitts have 4, but the 5th division resides at the Grange on St. Kitts.
So here's what I was thinking when I heard the story. You guys know about blue zones, right?
No.
Blue zones are areas in the world where there's unusually high life expectancy. 2 countries come to mind. Japan is one, and Dominica is one.
Dominica is in Dominica English.
Dominica, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And when they were reading out the list, and I realized, I remember just kind of thinking, oh, that sounds like 5 from Nevis.
Yeah, 5.
And I was thinking, I said, I wonder if Nevis has a blue zone thing going on. Maybe at least just part of Nevis or whatever, because I've noticed that there seems to be per capita, that's probably kind of high, right?
And I'm looking at our centenarians, though. The 3 of them are all 102.
And
Wow.
the other pattern I notice is that most of the people from Nevis are women.
Yeah.
And the ones on St. Kitts, I think two of them are men, but the third man is from Nevis but lives in St. Kitts. So I'm wondering if there's something going on there.
I think it's important for us to recognize our elders and
We have-
celebrate them.
Yeah, we have two women from St. Kitts, both 102. That's Miss Angeline and Miss Esther. We have Mr. George David. He's from Stapleton Village. Miss Esther, she's from Parades Village. And Miss Angeline, she's from Sandy Point. And the young gentleman from Nevis, Mr. Clarence Hendrickson Williams. And then we have Leontine. That's a lady, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to count Mr. Williams from Nevis, although he lives in the Grange.
So I think one of the things the government should be doing, like the health ministry,
Yeah, 4
is
females.
these are people that should have they should have started, probably not now because we don't know how lucid all those people are. Maybe
Okay,
they are,
yeah.
maybe they aren't.
Uh-huh.
With a view to finding patterns as to why they live so long. It's finding out, getting them to journal and document.
That's it.
Document how they live.
Maybe they worked hard and ate a lot of provisions.
Because it would be
that we can't eat
interesting.
now.
It would be interesting to
I
know.
mean,
This is why those first world countries are ahead of us, because they have
study.
that thing down. The intellectual curiosity, they have that down.
being able to research, keep information together, statistics, and age is so much, because then at the end of the day, as you say, we all want to live to be that age. But it also comes, especially when we talk about our daily dose, which would have been at this time.
Yeah.
Our weekly dose, which would have been at this time.
Yeah, she told me that.
Yeah. We understand that, there's so many complications when it comes to the human body, and so many things that there are so many changes as we age, and we have to be very cautious and careful as we age to ensure that we keep our bodies healthy as much as possible. And I just thinking about, as we age, being able to have a sound mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what everybody
Yeah,
wants.
a
And I would
sound
want that
mind.
for everybody.
In a
Yeah.
sound body.
Yes.
Because they have some people
Yes.
that are like 86 and stuff, and these people move faster than some of us, like
Yeah.
lightning. I know one of them.
Yeah.
Pleasure to know him.
I've met some 80-plus-year-olds, and they are sharp as a razor.
They remember
Their
things from since
memories
they were
are
kids.
good.
They
You
ta-
understand? They are
Yep.
moving around. And I say those persons are indeed blessed. You understand?
Amen, bro.
Mhm. There's so many persons that I know. And they're persons I've known in the 90s, and they're sharp.
Mhm.
They're sharp. They know what they're doing and know what they're saying.
I saw this woman in Jamaica just recently on a YouTube social. I think she was 93. She was at the market, and the young guy couldn't believe, and he'd be, "Mother, you what?" And she said, "Yeah, she's 90." And I'm
Yeah.
like, she does not. She looks like she's still in her 60s.
Mhm.
Wow.
Imagine she's at the market shopping, having
Yes.
her little shopping bag and doing everything. 93. She looks
Yes.
excellent.
And no
Yeah.
doubt drinking that fish water and so on.
Enjoying her local crayfish and
Yeah.
I had a great grandfather on my father's side who lived up to 102. He was initially from
nice.
Nevis.
Okay.
He lived
What's
in
in Nevis?
he lived in
Hey, wait, let's save this.
yes.
Caller, are you there? Hello? Okay, still.
Okay, yeah.
Still.
I think it's the hot baths, I'm moving to Nevis.
Yeah, he was from Nevis, and then he resided in St. Kitts for all his years. He lived up to 101, 102 there, about maybe 101.
Okay.
Yeah.
hmm
But
I
it's-
also had another great grandmother who lived up to 102. Also, there.
Sounds like
So I'm-
Azard is going
I'm
to
the-
Azard is
I'm-
going to go to 106. He's
I'm
going to
the-
take 2 from his his great grandpops and
I'm
the other two
and I'm
from-
thinking here, you
Azard
know,
will become Governor General at 110.
I'm thinking. I
Oh,
I
boy.
hope those long years and genes, have fallen on me.
Oh, good
That's
stuff,
what I'm
good stuff. But I want to, if I get to those age, and I'm able to do stuff for myself. I don't want
Yeah,
to totally
that's the
depend
thing.
on people because it becomes a task.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Hello, caller. Okay, still on. Hey, guys, you know what? Let's
We
get
lost
the-
electricity earlier, no?
Yesterday, apparently.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's do a quick break and then come back.
Okay.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
It's new and only at ICWI, the insurance company of the West Indies. Receive free windscreen cover when you purchase your third-party policy with ICWI. You heard right, free windscreen cover with your third-party policy for only a limited time. If you're a third-party policy holder, take advantage of this limited time offer and switch to ICWI for added protection. Isn't it time you experience insurance the ICWI way? Conditions apply. Click, call, or visit ICWI today. Visit us at 1C Bird Rock Road. Call 465-8753 or ICWI.com.
Your bill.
I'll get it. You paid for gas.
You bought the groceries.
Does the lovely couple have first pay?
First pay?
Don't split hairs. Split the bill with First Pay from CIBC Caribbean, the simplest way to transfer money. No account number needed. With a mobile number, email address, or QR code, you can deposit funds directly to their CIBC Caribbean account and make sharing simple. Just First Pay it with CIBC Caribbean.
And we are back. It's 8:48.
Yes, it is. And we were just, talking about our elders, those persons who are celebrating, over 100. And
Yeah.
it's a tremendous milestone. And we have to show appreciation to them
Yeah.
because they have so much history.
So thank you to the Governor General, Dame Liebert, and the Honorable Iseline Phillip for honoring our elders because they gave them little tokens. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
And
but
for all other persons involved in...
what I'd like to see is some people go and have some conversations with those people. This is something that should have
there's a
started-
show on...
I don't know if they've been doing it years ago, but
Michelina actually did something like that called At
okay.
the Feet of the Elders.
yeah.
So the one with the late Mr. Earl Clark aired recently.
Mhm.
So may his soul continue to rest in peace. But yeah, she interviewed...
Because do you know, them folks went to Dominica to do studies, huh?
Oh.
when they discovered that Dominica was a blue zone.
Okay.
So why aren't we doing it ourselves? You know.
Okay, well, maybe somebody listening and the powers be may start doing that.
You're talking about these blue zones, and it says here in the article, blue zones, 5 original blue zones, the places in the world with the healthiest, longest living populations include Japan, Italy, Costa Rica, Greece, and California.
And why not the Caribbean?
I guess because it's probably because of the
Too
population.
small?
Yeah, that's probably. But I know Dominica is a blue zone. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Costa Rica, yeah, I remember
Okay.
that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
California, interesting. I didn't.
Hey, they're surfing all day.
And well,
Yeah.
there's wine country.
They specifically looked at Loma Linda, that city in Loma Linda, for California.
I think that's where, if I'm not mistaken, that's where that doctor, that famous doctor that they killed off.
Oh,
Dr. Sibu, I think his name was. I think
Sebi.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was living in Costa Rica, apparently.
He was?
Yeah, I think that's where he was living.
So where did he die? In the U.S. or Costa?
I'm not sure. But I know Left Eye for TLC.
Yes, remember
She went to
had
see him.
to
That's
see
where
him,
she
yeah.
died, in Costa Rica in an accident. And apparently she went to see him.
She wasn't supposed to come back
I
and
think
give
she
the
had
good news?
I think she had some kind of autoimmune disease or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh.
wow.
Okay, so well, that sound is probably a good sign.
That something is coming back.
Yeah, okay. So that sounds like... Okay, so folks, bring the calls. Island T, bring the action.
Yes, I'm calling you on the international.
Hey, what's up?
Number.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
What's up?
Morning,
Mhm.
Jamster. Morning,
What's up?
Azard.
Morning.
Kortensia.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. The blue zone, yeah. I would have thought that the Himalayas and the Andes, the South American highlands, and somewhere in Asia, where Nepal is, and Kathmandu and those high elevation would have made it as a blue zone. But I was wrong. Yes, some parts in South America is a part of it, but I naturally thought that those areas would have made it. It seems as if a lot of those persons, but they didn't make the survey, like the Himalayas.
Hey, but you know how them folks operate, right? They just have a cutoff. It could be, let's say the cutoff is 200 per 10,000, and maybe one of those places you mentioned is 150 per 10,000, which is still pretty high. But then, they don't make, a lot of this stuff is arbitrary. I think a lot of this stuff is kind of arbitrary, to be honest. I mean,
because for instance, for the Himalayas area, you would have thought one of the description. Those people, they're into deep meditation and spirituality and so forth, and you would thought that the calm, the less stress on the body, on the mind, and so forth, would have contributed to longevity. But I realized, according to your survey, they didn't make it.
Well, no,
But
I'm just guessing. I'm thinking it's probably something like that. The
interesting.
cutoff, That's probably why. That's probably why Dominica probably didn't make it, because the population is small compared to those other places. But clearly, if Dominica has a population of say 80,000, I think, and I've read where they have an inordinately high number of centenarians. So, but maybe
because
four.
definitely some other parts of the world would persons have lived beyond the 100. Yeah, but I don't know how that does it by the.
In fact,
and
Dominica might have had this and may have had one of the oldest people. I remember there was like somebody 112 or 113, something like that. Yeah, back in.
And there might have been from the indigenous Kalinaga people in the north.
Yep.
Oh,
Just
okay.
might have been, yep. I'm looking here to see.
Yeah, some of those people that were here also, and
Yeah, the original people.
their lifestyle, their calmness, their meditation, toward less stress and less worries, the way they live in their seclusive communities, without the hustles and the bustles of the city life.
Tell Az if he wants to live as long as his...
listen.
Yeah, I was saying.
Well, Azard,
Yes.
Azard, if you have those traits within your family, hey,
Tell him to cut out the Burger King.
Thank you.
Tell him to cut out the Burger King and the KFC.
Actually, you talk about Burger King, and I must say, it had been here for some while, and I kept saying to myself, it's here, and I haven't tried it in forever.
They have a good salad. Just try chicken salad. Yeah, salad is. I'm not being. No.
I can't forget you because you're teasing him, and he doesn't look like he's been. You've been?
I must admit, I think I've been there like 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and it had been. I think maybe over a year, if not more.
You should try the salad.
I don't,
It was one of the first things that when they opened.
I
had a Whopper and a salad.
You've been craving in Jamster.
Yeah, I was craving it at the time. Yeah.
I had a chicken sandwich. Yeah. Most of the times, if I'm eating a burger, is either fish or chicken. I don't really eat the beef burgers that much that often. Maybe the chicken or the fish.
Okay, but everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Don't starve yourself.
No, trust me, I'm eating still, just eating differently.
The oldest living when you spoke about Dominica, it was Anastasia Charles. He was born on the 26th of April 1914. He lived until the 22nd of May this year. Known as Mamagi, was a Dominican super centenarian who at the date of his death, he was the oldest known living person in Dominica, which is 110 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
But there was a woman a few years ago who died at like 112, I remember.
In Dominica?
Yeah.
Well, I guess at the time, because he just died.
I remember WinFM had
He just died on the 22nd of May.
Yeah.
We played a documentary on it, I remember, at the time. Yeah. Let's try this call.
Yes.
Caller, go right ahead. Island T. 856. Hello, caller. Okay, let's go. Let's go to another call. Caller, go right ahead.
Yeah,
hello.
Good morning to you guys, man.
Hey, what's
up? Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I believe that somebody needs to start keeping a registry of the centenarians. I don't know when they're going to start it, from which date or from which year. But a lot of persons are very much interested in ancestry nowadays. And, looking at thinkers and leavers, there are a lot of people, younger people especially, who are out here that have family back in the islands, and they haven't even met their families yet. But, with these people who's interested in this registry stuff and the ancestry, we should just start keeping the registry. And that lady from Sandy Point, who has the last name Vizan, that rings a bell to me. And that's what caught my interest, because I've come across some people in New Jersey, Plainfield, New Jersey, and New Brunswick, New Jersey. And their family originated in Sandy Point. Okay. And their last name is Vizan. And I'm going to reach out to one of my friends today and let him know about this lady, because this lady might be their family member.
Yeah.
And Jamster, do you know that America and Russia is joint, can be joint? You said Sarah Palin.
Sorry, I was on another call. You were saying.
Yeah, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he was on another call.
Yeah, no problem. Not only that Sarah Palin said that she could see Russia from her house, but it's said that America and Russia, like Alaska and Russia, they're joined together at some point during the year, especially during the winter time. That stretch of water between Alaska.
Oh well, that's during the Ice Age.
Yeah. Not no more, right? Because
because I think it's 80 miles between there.
Yeah.
But
yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah.
But like you said, that was when they had the Ice Age, because the glaciers are really melting now.
But do you know
when the ice come over in the winter time?
But
they'll be like they joined on.
Alaska was part of Russia. I mean, was
Yeah,
literally the U.S. bought Alaska from Russia.
Yeah. But even
Yeah,
now,
that's
too,
correct,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
the
that's
big
correct, yeah,
fishermen,
that's correct.
they have to be careful when they're fishing, not to pass a certain line in the water, because they had one that almost got in trouble, and he said he was afraid. You know, when they
man, big up to the centenarians over the Nevis side, man, especially, man. I mean, who's winning? St. Kitts or Nevis?
Nevis. Nevis has 5, St. Kitts has 3, but one from Nevis lives at the elderly home in Otley's, the Grange.
So you're going for the 125, right?
Big up to all of those centenarians, man. And, you know.
So Burl, you're going for the 125.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you're talking like that, I'm going to put it up there. And those persons in Cotton Ground who are wondering about my pops, you know, I'm just going to put it out there to you and the Island T. You know, congratulations to my pops as well, because, you know, Vilmot Jones from Cotton Ground, he's still standing and still pushing, man. 96, making 97 in November.
What? So you have, wow, so you have a long lifespan as well then. You go, guy.
Yeah, hopefully I get there, you know, but, you know, I'm actually his caregiver right now.
Okay.
You know, I'm probably looking at him making 100, man. And if he does, you know, I ask the Lord to stay his life. And if he does, man, I'll be quite happy for that, man.
Oh, good stuff.
For those who are concerned about, you know, where is Wilmot Jones, because a lot of people don't know where he's at because of a family situation there in the village. And I just want to let everybody know he's alive and kicking. 96 going to 97 in November. All right? And thanks to you guys, man. Thanks for hearing me, man.
Sure, man. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Yeah. So, okay, then. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes. So, you know, I was looking at this article. It's on WinFM. Oh, okay. So, it says, and it says trending now. If you look at the WinFM article,
Okay.
and it has some trending now news, and it says Dr. Denzel Douglas responds to civil claim, optimistic that his name will be cleared. So in this article it says, and it's by Yolanda Weeks, it says former Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Denzel Douglas, responded to a widely circulated document highlighting a civil claim filed by MSR Media in the United States District Court. MSR Media, led by movie producer Felipe Martinez, announced the filing of a racketeer-influenced and corrupt organizations RICO suit against several defendants, including Dr. Denzel Douglas, the St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment Unit, Caribbean Galaxy, Dr. Timothy Harris, immediate past Prime Minister, and others. It says here in the civil suit, the MSR Media highlighted specific actions that were believed to be taken on the St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment Unit through the prison project, which have been detrimental to its operations and other investors. It says here, there is also a second claim for judicial review filed in the High Court of St. Kitts and Nevis, which seeks an mandamus to compel the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Terence Drew, to revoke all citizenships granted to applicants under the Galaxy jail who paid less than the legal price. Dr. Denzel Douglas, in a statement, declared, quote, "The civil claim filed against me makes very serious allegations in my personal capacity as well as in my capacity as Minister of Foreign Affairs. I categorically deny the allegations that have been leveled against me, all of which are ridiculously false accusations made by the plaintiffs in the claim. The document is riddled with hearsay. The allegations are baseless, malicious, and a deliberate attack. These allegations are baseless, malicious, and deliberate attacks intending to destroy my reputation, character, and legacy," end of quote. Douglas added, and quote, "Should it be necessary, I have every confidence that given the opportunity to put the plaintiffs to proof on these sinister allegations in a court of law, They will prove to be untrue, and my name will be vindicated. End of quote. The Foreign Affairs Minister said within his 35 years of public service, he has upheld the highest standard of integrity and transparency in his work, thus assuring the people of St. Kitts and Nevis that justice will prevail and the mischief makers, along with their accomplices on the ground here in St. Kitts and Nevis, will not triumph in their long-had obsession to distort the history of this country and the legacy that I have built. End of quote. We have a caller.
Yeah. I'm hearing somebody.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, you are. Hello.
Hi.
Azard, yeah. Good morning, you all.
Hey, good morning, yes.
Yes, man. Let me start with this here first.
Yes.
This floor telephone business need to throw away. It's since morning a lot of people calling into this radio station, and we could hear you all when you pick up.
Mm-hmm.
But you are.
Oh, really?
It isn't a fault of the Win FM. It's flow.
Mm-hmm.
And but only in St. Kitts a lot of these things happening. No, the robbery this morning that you spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is it, they should, if the robber is 15 years, give him 15 cat and nine. 15 of them, and let him go. I bet he don't go back again.
That's his age, though?
Whatever age he is, give him the amount of lashes.
Okay. Because I'm not quite
Whatever
sure.
age he is,
Okay.
bang him hard.
Okay.
And he will send a message to the others who want to go. And this morning, you were all talking about children, getting children. Well, the Bible prophesied that already. So just look out for more.
Yep.
More of that. And the next thing, once you were living before 2005,
Mm-hmm.
once you were living in the sound of the sugar factory, when 9 o'clock horn blow in the night, the first horn, that means put your foot down at the pipe, wash off, and head for your home. And when the second horn ring blow, you better be inside your parents, yeah. Otherwise, you know what you're going to get. So, whether you are under 21,
Mm-hmm.
so over 21, you're still a child in those days.
Yes, like Jam said, even though you were 17. Yep.
Right, but not now.
Nope.
Little children taking a spliff in the home from the parents, and they go in school. And the kind of language parents using around children, the children are watching them in the face and taking them in.
Yes, they are.
And when the children now repeat, they want to crucify the child. And they are the ones who set the example. So this telephone system here, too many of us talk about it already, and they're taking advantage. And they don't understand. Once a business place register the telephone as a business phone, and the phone go out of service because of the telephone company error.
Mm-hmm.
The company losing money, and the company can sue the telephone company. It happens in St. Thomas and St. Croix. And it could happen here. But think it's people like to take things like a sheep, take blowers and don't ball out. Anyway, thanks. I hope other people would get in. Thanks for thinking.
Okay, great.
Realize that the phone not really working.
Yeah, well,
Thank
they're
you.
back up now, actually. That's why we got you, actually.
But what is the beeping song that we normally hear when persons do call from Flo? Because you see, we get that.
I'm sorry. I made, let me see, nine different calls this morning.
Okay.
I tried the 3 cell phone and the landline 9 times.
Oh, boy.
And I was surprised I get in.
Okay, well, I'm glad you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Okay.
keeping up. Thanks for being
Thank you. So in
thanks for
relation to the MSR claim in terms of the CBI and the underselling, the allegations of underselling, we have here one of the individuals, Dr. Nenzin Douglas, who says, and I've read in the news article from WINNFM that says that, and the caption of it says, Dr. Douglas responds to civil claim, optimistic that his name will be cleared. And then we have a caller.
Good morning to everybody.
Hi, good morning.
Gregory. How are you?
Yeah, greetings in Jesus' name and blessed in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Hope the same for you all too.
The Gregorian monk. What's up? What's
well,
good?
I don't know about the Gregorian monk, but as a child of God, I'm doing very good.
Amen.
Okay.
Thank Jesus for His blessings.
Mm-hmm. We ready for our Bible lesson?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I cannot sing, so I cannot do chant, so I don't know how much a Gregorian monk I would be since I can't chant.
Gregory, is there anything you'd like to say on the topics? We've
chant a psalm.
We've
Chant
touched
a
on
psalm.
a
Let's
number
go.
of things so far this morning. Anything you'd like to highlight?
Yes. Well, first of all, because I'm gonna make you all angry as usual.
No, we don't get angry.
No, we don't get. Yeah, we don't get angry.
Well, okay.
Never that. No.
First of all, women in leadership in be the family, the church, or in government is a sign of God's judgment on that institution or our country.
Okay.
It's one of the signs, one of the many signs. It's not the only one, but it's one of the many signs. Nevertheless.
Signs of what? When you say signs of judgment, judgment of what? Like.
So the woman shouldn't lead, as it.
Yeah, it's a sign of judgment from God, that God is punishing that nation and has given such signs to show that nation is under the wrath and judgment of God.
So what you're saying that any nation that has a female leader is suffering the judgment of God.
Yes, and it is a sign to show that is the case.
But some of those nations turned out well, Gregory.
Some of those nations
turned out well, like Finland, etc.
You see, God's judgment take many forms. Not only that, but those countries, the economy, a lot of them economy leave much to be desired. But not only that, they have all kind of also social issues. Have, for example, a lot of them very high in killing the unborn in the womb, mother in the unborn womb, called abortion. All of that are God's signs. Rampant homosexuality and all those sort of stuff in those countries, which are very detrimental.
But they have countries that have
any country.
male-dominant leaders, and all those things still go on.
Repeat?
They have countries that have male-dominant leaders, and those things go on in plain sight. They're accepted. They're okay. They've been written into law.
Yes, right. Those things go on in plain sight, even with a lot of male-dominated countries. And like I said, there are other signs as well that those countries have that show that they too are under the judgment of God. So it's not. I'm not just saying the woman issue is the only one. There are others as well.
Let me ask you a question, Gregory, before you continue. Do you vote?
If I vote?
Yes.
No.
Then.
No.
Okay. So then you're not a part of the electoral process. So therefore, you're not a part of the change.
Well, there isn't much change because the so-called change is just the same uni-party as those in government. There's really no change. All that changes are the faces. The policies remain the same.
So wait, Gregory, why do you not vote? Why don't you vote? Sorry, why don't you vote?
Well, I don't vote because it's not God's way of installing leadership.
Okay, so what's God's way of installing leadership? What's God's way of installing leadership?
Well, God's way of installing leadership, one, you have to, the men have to be qualified according to the Bible. For example, the minimum you will get is the leader have to be at least have the same qualification as a deacon in the church, at least that. So, the people are to put in such men as leaders, and when you have men who are not qualified, the people are to take them out by will or by force. The people are to take them out and install such men in the leadership of such countries, and that we are not doing.
So let's say you have 10 deacons or those persons with the qualifications of deacons. That means that those 10 persons lead the country?
No, what happened is that once they meet the qualification, you put them up, and if you have more than one go up for an office, we have more than one person go up for an office.
What do you do? You vote? Do you then vote?
You cast lots.
You cast what?
You cast lots, and whoever you cast lots, and whoever it chooses, that is the person to be installed in whatever office, leadership office.
When you say you cast lots, explain.
You cast lots in many ways. You could in different ways. For example, you could choose you could choose something like a dice, which they used to do in the Bible time. They call lots.
So
it was dice like thing. You throw them.
So you're putting the leadership of your country or nation on a matter of chance?
No, because it does not matter who is chosen by lot. It's a win-win situation because all of them are qualified according to the Bible. So it's not by chance. Because the only people who are up for government are those who are qualified biblically. So it does not matter which one the lots are cast on. But today, the people who are chosen for government, they are not biblically qualified. So it's a lose-lose situation today.
But Gregory...
And not only that, in the Old Testament, and this is a warning to us, in the Old Testament, when Israel chose ungodly leaders, you know what God said to Israel? You all put up leaders who may know. You all put up leaders who shouldn't be there. I don't know these people you all put up to be leaders. I ain't did it. That's what God told the Israelites in rebuking them.
Okay, so is there anything else you'd like to add? You have already said that you...
Yes, I would also like to add that if we are not bringing up children, we parenting. So let me say this quickly on parenting. If children are not brought up in the fear, admonition, and discipline of Jesus Christ, no matter what they turn out to be, we have failed them because we have set them on the path to hell. And lastly, there is really nowhere in the Bible that says children shall be begetting children. That's something that I've grew up hearing. But when you look in the Bible to find the passage that says in the last day children shall be begetting children, no, it's not. That is not in the Bible. And let me say also this, that in the Bible days, it's basically what we call children today were people who were getting married and having children. Because in Bible time, the marriage age was from puberty to 20. That was the normal marriage age. So you know, that was already being done back then in Bible times. And even in our grandparents and great grandparents' time, even in those days, a lot of them who got married were getting married very young in their teens.
Gregory, I want you to let me ask you a question. Where does it say in the Bible that women absolutely can't be in leadership? I understand. I know the Bible says, the man is the head of the home, and I understand that. That's fine. But how do you extrapolate that to mean that women can't be leaders of anything?
Well, I didn't say anything. They could be leaders in businesses. But there are some areas that are off limit to them. And let me say, I'm going to tell you the party brother that said it, but let me say this. Still, a woman who is godly and who is full of the knowledge of the word of God is less disqualified from such than a man who is not godly. So let me also say that as well. A woman who is filled with the word of God and filled with the Spirit is less disqualified from such position over against an ungodly man.
Gregory, has there been, are there references in the Bible? Let me rephrase. Are there references in the Bible whereby women have led nations?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, at least one of them, I think two of them were godly women.
Esther being one.
Yeah.
So
but
then,
what you find is that,
So then, if you're going to say there are references of women who have led nations in the Bible, then on what basis are you saying? Because then you're contradicting yourself, are you not, by saying that women should not lead?
And also, Gregory, you don't seem to give much leeway and much validity to something Jesus said to, I don't remember, someone he said to in the Bible about giving Caesar's things to Caesar. I interpret that to mean that God recognizes that man has his governmental systems by which countries and so on are run, and he gives leeway for man to exercise their governmental responsibilities. As
a matter of fact, read Romans 13. Romans chapter 13 says government was ordained by God, not by man.
Okay, so Gregory, before you even go on to that, how do you explain this contradiction that you have said?
It's not a contradiction. Let me clear it up. Let me clear it up. During the time of Deborah, and I forgot the other woman's name, and they were godly women. During their time, that the nation of Israel was in apostasy. During that time, the nation of Israel was in great spiritual decline. And so as part of the judgment on them, to show them, hey, your spiritual degeneracy, God gave them godly women as leaders, but to show them that, hey, this is a sign of my judgment, but even in my judgment, I'm going to still show you some grace and mercy, because I'm going to give you godly women as your leaders. But
so then we could get, so the chances are that if we are going to follow your theory as being correct, then we could have possibilities whereby female leaders approach, they become head of government, and then they are therefore there, and they're godly women then. Once they're there.
But even if they're godly women, just like as in Israel when God raised up Deborah and so to be their leader, it was still a sign from God to them that you all are going wrong. And that is why you all have a female leader. Yes, she's a godly woman, but this is why you all have a female leader, because you all are going wrong. It's supposed to be a godly man who is there.
Okay,
with the knowledge of God.
Gregory, thank you so much for your input.
Can I say something? Trevor asked a question. I don't let you answer it quickly. If you go to Exodus 18, verse 21, and if you go to in the New Testament where you look up the qualifications of a deacon, you see the masculine pronoun he, what he should be, is used there.
What does a deacon have to do with running a country?
Because in Romans chapter 13, it tells you that the government ministers are ministers of God, and the original Greek there is deacons. So a more literal translation is government ministers are deacons of God, based upon Romans 13, and it tells you that twice, repeat it twice, which is a very important emphasis.
So Gregory,
deacons of God.
If I'm going to capture you correctly, I just want us to conclude, and if I want going to capture you correctly, is that you're saying that women should not be leaders of nations, and if they are leaders of nations, then it is God's judgment upon us that we are going wrong. But God will give us godly women to lead us in his time of judgment. Also, you don't recognize voting. We should not vote for a government. Persons who are fit for government are those persons who have the status of a deacon, and then we should just throw lots to see who's going to be the qualifications. Yes, and we then throw lots, maybe roll a dice to see which one.
If more than one person is chosen for the office,
so we have, let's say we have 10 of them, and we roll a dice to see who will be the next leader.
Well, yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for your contribution,
like
Gregory.
Because the only people who will be there are godly men.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. Gregory doesn't seem to give a lot of credence to the Caesar's thing to Caesar. You could say directive that Jesus gave, which to me covers a lot of that stuff, right? I mean, God gives us free agency, gives us the leeway to say, okay, you have a government.
Exactly.
But you see what I mean, right? As
I try as much as possible not to debate religion, when it comes to that.
But he's going to debate politics.
Yes.
He didn't say anything about politics,
Yes.
but religion he's not going to mess with. Like me, I don't mess with religion and I don't mess with politics because it's controversial to me. But he's going to work with his politics.
Budding politicians are always walking on eggshells.
But when it comes,
I don't know. I can't do that.
Religion is Because, for example, Jamster,
I'm a go boldly.
Would you say that you're a Christian?
Huh?
Would you say you're a Christian?
Nominally, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sure Gregory would say he's a Christian as well. Gregory? Yeah, so
Greg is a confused Christian.
But then he would say he's a Christian, but then both of you would be reading from the same Bible, but then his interpretation and your interpretation and the way he uses it and the way you use it might be different. And so that's why for me at least.
So but Izzy, I don't understand. It's not unreasonable to say on the give Caesar's things to Caesar. It's not unreasonable to say that a lot of the let's say the secular trappings of government and politics fall under that. I
don't even go to all
because Jesus was referencing. I think it was in reference to somebody asking about taxes. I think.
Yeah.
And he was saying, well, okay, you
give unto Caesar the things of Caesar's, but give unto God the things of God. And I think that was in the temple, and then he threw over the table and everything like that. If I'm
I think you're conflating those. But no, meaning those are separate instances.
I think that was at the same time, was it not?
No, I think it was separate. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think it was separate.
I think they perhaps say. But anyway, I when it comes to this, and especially when we talk about government, we recognize that before we had, monarchs, we had a system whereby persons believed that, the kings were ordained by God to rule and that they had absolute power. We realized that back in the day, kings had absolute power. If you upset the king, of course, that was still matched with the church and the pope and everything like that. But, so when it comes to all of that, and when we look at how it is now, when we recognize monarchs are there, but they are constitutionally, but they're really ceremonial, not really above the law. Before we saw the transition, everyone knows about King Henry VIII and his break from the Roman Catholic Church. So you understand? And the whole religious discussion even during that period.
Caller, go ahead. 926. Oh, God, here we go.
Quickly. I'm going to be very quick. Your quote the scripture says, give unto Caesar what is Caesar and give unto God what is God.
Well, wait. We had a discussion. Was that during the time when Jesus threw over the table and stuff like that?
Right, yes.
Okay.
Really? Thought those were separate. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. It was at the other time. Sorry. It was at the other time.
It was at the other time. Okay.
Because he was a child. Wasn't he a child when
Let me be quick on this.
Okay.
Jesus did say, render unto Caesar what is Caesar, and render unto the Lord what is the Lord. No, what belongs to Caesar? Nothing. What belongs to God? Everything. God created everything. God the owner of everything. So when we obey the word of God and put in place men who are obedient to the word of God, who are filled with the knowledge of the word of God, and that sort of stuff as leaders, we are rendering unto God what is God when we do that.
Okay, good.
Okay? So we need to quote it in context and apply it in context.
Okay. Thank you.
Disobeying the word of God is not rendering unto God what is God.
Okay. Thank you so much, Gregory.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Could
we take a short break?
Weren't we supposed to pay Caesar his taxes? And that's what the Lord is admonishing us to do, that whilst we're on earth, we obey the earthly laws so that we don't end up in the carousel.
According to Gregory, we shouldn't pay the taxes because he said nothing belongs to Caesar.
Okay.
Could we take a short break and come back? I want to share something.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
TVC Financial Services. We're here for you to help you make your dreams come true. Whether your needs are big or small, we'll support you with them all. TVC Financial Services. We are strong. TVC Financial Services. This is where you belong.
TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Magnum, my brand. Everybody put your Magnum in the air now. From you a drink Magnum, make me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot Magnum when me have in a me hand there. He are a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah. Right now a Magnum for your beat. Enjoy yourself every day of the week with a Magnum. My life I forget sweeter. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.
And we are back. It's 9:31, and Carla sent something here. She was saying we were very much on point. She said we were very much on point with the our pushback on Gregory's nonsense. She says the scripture. It's Mark 12, verse 13 to 17. Some Pharisees and Herodians were sent to Jesus to ensnare him in his speech. They came and said to him, "Teacher, we know that you are a truthful man and that you are not concerned with anyone's opinion. You do not regard a person's status, but teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. Is it lawful to pay the census tax to Caesar or not? Should we pay or should we not pay?" Knowing their hypocrisy, he said to them, "Why are you testing me? Bring me a denarius to look at." They brought one to him, and he said to them, "Whose image and inscription is this?" They replied to him, "Caesar's." So Jesus said to them, "Repay to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God." They were utterly amazed. That's it. It cut off there. But yeah, I guess that's the gist of what she was trying to communicate to us.
Yeah, because you have to pay taxes. The law did say do what's right in the land. Because as I was telling Azard during the break, God expects us to obey the law of the land. And I think I said it's allowed so that we won't go to jail. Because if we don't pay, then we end up in problems. Our salaries are garnished in the U.S. And all these varying things.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah,
you have to pay your taxes.
Yeah. I thought Gregory was...
I would like to think...
Can't just pay it. Just like how you have to pay your tithes too. Because your tithes is to Jesus and your taxes
Gregory is saying that,
to
he doesn't vote.
I would like to think civic responsibility.
I wonder what religion
is next to godliness as well, right?
Group is he from?
You see what I mean?
But he doesn't vote. He says once you qualify for a deacon, you put them up and then you take a chance, and because all of them are qualified to lead. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna fight that.
Okay, I'm ready.
So as I said before, as we all know, the MSR media, they brought claims, one in the U.S. District Court, one here in St. Kitts and Nevis for judicial review, for an order from the High Court. We had person's name in the claim, Dr. Denzel Douglas, the Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas, and also the Honorable Timothy Harris. We have here that I have read a press release whereby it says, and it's captioned, Dr. Douglas responds to the civil claim and says he's optimistic that his name will be cleared. And of course, the PLP had its it had its press conference last week. And in that press conference, the leader of the PLP mentioned, gave a statement when asked a question about the MSR media. And we could hear what he says in that statement.
Okay, just it's finding, it's searching for it. It's circling. So I guess
No
it's
problem.
downloading.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. I guess you can talk in
Yeah.
the meantime.
So while we get it, this statement was made last week at the PLP's press conference in relation to the MSR media. I know a lot of persons have been speaking about it, and it all goes towards allegations of underselling and in connection with the prison project as well. And so there were statements made. There have been statements made. Persons are having their own opinion. I know that there was the claim. The claim was highly circulated through WhatsApp messages and the like. It's over 100 pages. Persons, if they're interested in reading, could do so. They could actually read once they get access to it. And so, again, it's over 100 pages. So I encourage persons to read if they get the opportunity. And this is a statement by the leader of the PLP.
I am not involved in the selling. I do not monitor enough selling in that respect. I would know that we have such and such a revenue coming from such and such. I am not out there negotiating price. The prices are set, and all the documents that I've seen come reflecting that price. So I am not privy to any arrangement other than what I see. And the way the system is set up, there are entities whose responsibility it is that should make a determination that the arithmetic with everything is correct. Those entities would have done their work, and I believe they would have done according to the best of their knowledge. I have no evidence in relation to underselling. I have none. I have not been a part of any underselling. And I am not getting into some hearsay that somebody did say. Those who know must speak for what they know. I can't speak to that. Then the issue of this lawsuit.
Yeah. So basically, he has expressed, well, everyone heard for themselves. So we have numerous statements being made. We have persons who are involved, whose names have been mentioned, give statements in different likes of what has transpired or is happening here. Mm-hmm. And again, we're just looking on, we're just observing, matters are being brought, information is being given, and calls are coming in. Do we have a caller?
Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to get back in on this MSR discussion and maybe ask Azard a question. Prior to this current Prime Minister going into office, right, was there like a framework guarding against criminal activity in the CBI program? And the reason, I don't know if you want to.
When you say a framework, what do you mean?
Okay, the underselling of the passports, was that deemed a criminal activity prior to this Prime Minister going into office?
I know that the Prime Minister indicated in I think it's his round table, he made mention to something like that, I think. I don't want to quote or misquote. I think he made mention to something like that.
Can we stop there for a second, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the reason I'm bringing this question up, right, because the Prime Minister said, right, he did an investigation early in his term about the CBI, right?
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm extracting from all this stuff is if he did an investigation early in the game, right? Whatever findings they find during that investigation, if this Prime Minister knows that there were violators of said framework, some action should have been taken. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear the Prime Minister's, the current Prime Minister, he says over and over that he did an investigation. That investigation was geared towards uncovering any corruption that was going on in that CBI program. You know, one person in them court documents, one person was probably asked to resign. And that means that they uncover certain things, but they don't want to bring it to the public. That's why the transparency is so important. And a caller on another program asked a question yesterday, right? That we don't even know what prices are set. You know, so that's another thing that this current prime minister, he needs to come out and make some type of statement to it, because how do we know that the passports are not continually being undersold right now? Because we do not have the transparency.
And I think that's what a lot of persons have been asking for as it relates to the program.
Yes, that's what a lot of persons are asking for. What this current prime minister has to realize, the non-transparency is affecting him. You know, St. Kitts has a dark cloud over the Federation right now, but if there was bringing the transparency all along, they will be in a better light. The people will be seeing them differently. But now the trust factor is being broken. And
you recall, Burl, before you go on, you recall when news journalists were asking about the number of passports sold during his time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you look at the timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all lining up, because when he went into office, he made an initial investigation, right? They're not bringing that transparency. From since then, persons have been asking for the figures. How much passports he signed off on, how much certification he signed off on. But he doesn't, he keeps saying, another thing too that I've observed about him, when he said he did that initial investigation, he said that he did that investigation to bring the information to the public. And then earlier this year, he said within 2 weeks, he's going to have some statistics. And on both occasions, he still didn't bring no information to the public. He still hasn't answered those hard questions the public has been asking and the journalists have been asking over these months, almost 2 years now. And this is what the end result is, that non-transparency has hurt them, because they came in on this good governance agenda situation. And look at where the good governance agenda is right now. There's a dark cloud hanging over that. The good governance agenda is really under attack right now. And it's hurting this administration, because no matter if we can go back 10, 15 years and all of these allegations, the end result is that this now, the cat is out the bag. Everything is in the open now. Rather than everything coming in the open like this administration, this prime minister should have brought that transparency forward when people was asking for it. We ain't seen none of this stuff happening in Grenada, but that's my little input right now, man. And I keep listening, man.
Yes, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Since we've been talking, I've seen on SKNIS posted 36 minutes ago now. It says, St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew clarifies misleading claims. And I'm going to read the press release that I've seen now. It says, press release, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis clarifies misleading claims. It says that no involvement in U.S. RICO lawsuit focuses on furthering good governance agenda. It says here, and it says issued 3rd June 2024, Bastia St. Kitts. It says it has been brought to my attention that the public is being misled and given the impression that I am a party to the RICO lawsuit filed in the U.S. federal court related to the CBI underselling. Let me make it abundantly clear that no such lawsuit has been filed against me in my personal or professional capacity, nor have I been named in any such lawsuit in the U.S. In fact, it is under my leadership that the CBI underselling was outlawed in St. Kitts and Nevis. There exists a second claim for judicial review, which identifies the Minister of National Security, in which capacity I currently serve. As A claim for judicial review is a legal proceeding where the court can review a government's administrative actions. It is therefore my legal responsibility as the Minister of National Security to address the local judicial review claim. It must be underscored that this judicial review matter is an entirely separate legal proceeding from the RICO lawsuit in the federal U.S. federal court. It does not allege any impropriety, misconduct, or corruption on my part. As Prime Minister of this federation, I will continue to lead with integrity and dignity and in keeping with the good governance agenda of this Labour administration. I have therefore, by words and examples, strongly urged all ministers serving in my administration, and indeed all government officials and civil servants, to discharge the duties entrusted to them with integrity in keeping with the good governance agenda of this administration. Okay, so that's the press release that was published, I see, 38 minutes ago on the St. Kitts Nevis Information Facebook page. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically what he said there is that he has done, because you have the RICO or the U.S. claim, but in St. Kitts course, you're asking for a judicial review. So basically what they are asking there is for the court to deem, to declare or to say there has been some understanding, and they what they're doing in that claim is actually proposing that those persons who, if it is true that it's underselling, that they recount or get back, their citizenship is not, valid or what's not.
I just want to point out for context, for people keep hearing RICO and they don't know what it stands for. It means Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act.
Yes.
Do what you will with that information.
And funny enough, we're talking about CBI
yes.
and transparency. And here on Loop News, 8 minutes ago comes Grenada earned over EC 380 million from CBI program last year.
How much?
380 million. It says the Grenada government says it has recorded EC 382.2 million in revenue last year from the Citizen by Investment program that was recently rebranded as the Investment Migration Agency Grenada. That's the IMA. Under the CBI program, foreign investors are granted citizenship of the island in return for making a substantial investment in the socio-economic development of Grenada. The Ministry of Finance, in a statement posted on its website, noticed the fiscal report for December 2023 showed that the targeted amount for the year was EC 3.16 million, but the actual amount of revenue earned through the program was EC 382.2 million, surpassing the EC 1.49.2 million earned in 2022. The quarterly CBI or IMA report provide a breakdown on the revenue of government developers and agents, as well as a number of citizens approved or denied by the cabinet. A review of the January to December 2023 quarterly CBI report showed that the cabinet has approved 4,764 new citizens and denied or rejected 58. For the quarter ending March 2023, the amount approved was 980. For the quarter ending June 2023, it was 1,536. For the quarter ending September 2023, it was 1,112. And for the quarter ending December 2023, the amount was 1,166. I'll stop there because I'm hearing someone on the line. Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Austin Edinburgh. Normally I listen and don't call, but I've been driven to call this morning, and I'm glad that you have read the press release that came out from the Prime Minister. Okay. But I am addressing something raised by your previous caller, saying that the Prime Minister said that he had launched an inquiry into the CBI. The Prime Minister said no such thing. The Prime Minister said that he ordered an audit, and the audit was to quantify the number of citizenship that was sold under the CBI from its inception to now. That's what he said. And I just thought that it was important to clarify that Because, of course, if he had said that he had ordered an inquiry, then he would have been responsible to report on the inquiry. He began by quantifying the number of citizenship that was sold in relation to the prison project. And as he indicated on his round table, that he thought he needed to treat that separately because of the international attention that that particular project had generated. There was also local attention to it and regional attention. That's what the Prime Minister said. An audit to quantify the number of citizenships that were sold on our CBI from its inception to now. Thank you very much.
All righty. Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Edinburgh.
Okay.
So, you notice in the article that I read, Jamson, go ahead, say what you were going to say.
No, go ahead.
How persons are being informed as to what the amount that was approved, the amount that was disapproved, and the amount that persons, because it says according to the October to December quarterly report, the cumulative CBI revenue for the year was EC. Wait, I'm trying to make sure I say 11. No, because it has more than 6, so it's No, I can't get that number call. I'm not going to ruin that number. I'm not going to ruin that number at all. So when I get it correctly, I'll say it.
We have another call coming in.
Okay, caller, go ahead.
Okay, yet another. On to the next. Wait. Okay, caller. Wow. Okay. Try again, callers. Sometimes.
And look at their CBI program in Grenada. It says the 2023 rainfall was a result of Grenada accepting Russian citizens to become citizens through the program, but the government ceased to accept Russians' applications as of March 31st, 2023. However, all who applied by March 31st had until November 30th to submit all required information for processing.
Caller, go right ahead.
Go ahead. You're live on LNT.
Yes. Good morning.
Hi, Mr. McMahon. Good morning.
Yes, before I just make mention of this CBI debacle, do you realize that if all governments, all leaders followed Gregory's edicts, that there would be no need for heaven?
Okay.
I have a name. Gregory practices, espouses Christian Sharia. That's what it seems like. You know?
No. But what I said that to say that you'd never come to any conclusion with Greg. He would not convince you, and you would not convince Greg, because it's pretty much a circular argument that you indulge in. Gregory knows that we can't have heaven on earth. And therefore, what's the point arguing about this, right? You try your best while you're here, which is what I think most reasonable people would do. Okay, but I don't know where Gregory is going, trying to make every government be like the one in heaven. But anyhow, with regards to the CBI, I am realizing that we're just almost just scratching the surface here. It's looking at the tip of a very large iceberg, and I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't know if you all would like to make some kind of prediction on it, but I guess it depends on whether or not we do have court proceedings, when we have more details on what actually went down. The impression I'm getting now, though, is that selected people have been named in this lawsuit, that there are many more players involved in it, and one thing that also stands out is the fact that we really don't know much about the workings of the CBI. No government has actually come out and be open and transparent with this. All right? None, not then when it started, not when the millions started to flow in, and certainly not now. Because if we knew, then we would know that wrongdoings were happening and the wrongdoers and the wrongdoing would be prosecuted. As such, that has not happened. And that is why we're in this debacle right now. I don't know if our laws before, let's say, August of 2022 allowed for the underselling, okay? But if they didn't, then the onus was on the incoming government, the government before and the incoming government, to stop the practice if it was against the law, right? And the mere fact that things were introduced after August 2022, things were introduced ostensibly to try to clean up the program, and this has still happened, suggests that those, whatever they were those measures were inadequate, okay? And so more still needs to be done, right? But the fact is, if wrongdoing, the main point is, if there was wrongdoing, it should have been in the justice system. And so they seem to be very selective in who gets pointed out as the wrongdoers and who gets a pass. And that's pretty unfortunate because, as you know, justice is supposed to be blind. Okay, you break the law, you know, you're supposed to be accountable for it, right? And so let's see what happens. I don't know if you think that it's just going to peter out, if there's going to be a negotiated settlement out of this, because we're ending up with mud on the nation's face if this continues and more sordid things come out. So I don't know. While we want to know, we'd like to know the full story. I don't know that a lot of us can take knowing the full story, you know. And I suspect a lot of people would be affected, and I'm not so sure that that's going to be the best way out for our nation.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just an observation.
Thank you, Mr. McMahon. You always have great pointers to add.
So, I think we have like 3 more minutes before its conclusion. We have a caller?
Do we have a call?
Okay.
Okay.
So
in this case, you had something on your mind? Because I was going to ask you, what is normally the outcome of these civil cases? Because I know there are levels to it. Is time in the carcel often included, or just monies to be paid?
Civil matters really monies to be paid.
Okay.
Compensation in the form of damages usually is the most general.
Okay.
Civil matters.
Okay.
Oh, we have a call.
Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
I said that's a general, not specific to this.
Okay.
There's a general.
Hey, go ahead.
Morning.
No, if you drive in a passenger bus, that the capacity of passengers is 14, and you make 5 trips, full trips, how many passengers you carry? That is 70? And you've been
5,
asked,
you said?
Yeah, 5 trips of 14.
5 trips
capacity.
of 14, yeah.
And you've been asked over and over and over and over, how many trips did you carry full?
That's 70.
70, as he said, yeah.
Right. How many trips have you carried full for the day? And you refuse to give the answer. You bob and weaving and ducking and going and telling people, ask them people out there when I pass how much they're thinking and all of that. You don't have the answer there in front of you.
Yep.
And you are the one who carrying them. Does that ensure that something went wrong? Are you carrying them? You taking up the bus and you stop. You close the door so no more could come in because the bus is full to capacity. And you've been asked over and over how many you carry and you can't say. Something is wrong there. Now, saying that to say this, who has the final say, the signing off on any passport being sold from the country? Any Prime Minister? He got to put the signature there on every passport delivered to anybody from the Federation, and he been asked over and over in all kind of conferences, how many passports have you signed off on since you're in office? And he never come out and say how many, whether 1, 2, 5,000 or whatever it is. What were he hiding? And he said that is good governance and transparency. Why he got to hide? If he hiding, that means something ain't right. Something ain't went right. That's why he hiding. Anyway, you all have a good day. Thanks.
You too.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I think it is fair for us to conclude this morning's edition of Island Tea.
Yeah.
Brought to you by WIN FM.
Johnson. What's wrong?
I'm doing a jam, so you know how jam starts it. You could find us on WINNMedia, X, formerly known as Twitter. Oh.
Jams is that really you? No.
What he says, or cable TV channel 40.
Simulcast. You see, Jams has his. I can't do it.
I always have the grill with me. You know, so.
Oh boy,
Yes.
that's a nice way to end it. So to all our listeners, thank you so much.
Thank
Whether
you.
you're listening us near and far, we are appreciative and joyous that you would have joined us. And once again, for those celebrating today, enjoy.
Yes.
Jamster, anything to close out with?
Everybody have a nice day. See you guys tomorrow.
Alrighty.